What's up, everybody? It's your boy Melvin here for another classic review. And today I'm here to talk about, sorry about my voice, it sounds a bit weird, but hey, we have to keep going. So, this is my thoughts on, since we did yesterday's review on the year without Santa Claus, why not the previous one? Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which came out in 1970. It was the same guys of Rankin Bass. And this is a classic. This is like right in the top 3 of Rudolph and Frosty. We all know. But before we begin, did you subscribe? Did you hit the bell? If so, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. I'm watching your damn asses, or you gonna get one, or you get your hiney's tenderized by Krampus. Oh, but yeah. Santa Claus Coming to Town has been an instant classic among Rudolph, Frosty, and others, right in the above tier. Damn. Which was narrated by Fred Astaire. If you don't remember him, he was a talented actor, vaudeville. And also, I did mention him before in my later review of Ghost Story. He played he was one of the main 4 cast members in Ghost Story, which was his last film before he passed away in 2001, I think. He played Special Delivery Kluger, SD for short. We also have Mickey Rooney. Like I said, this is his first time playing Santa Claus. According to his written name, Kris Kringle. We have Kenan Wine. If you don't remember him, you were seeing Flubber. The original Flubber, the absent-minded professor. He played Hawk. Oh, yes. If you remember that name, he would probably that role again, the son of Flubber. And Herbie rides again as Alonzo Hawk against the Bug, which see him getting chased by Herbie is actually getting scared right on top of his own tower. It's actually pretty funny. He played the Winter Warlock. We also have Robbie Lester playing Miss Jessica and soon to be Mrs. Claus. We have Paul Frees. If you don't remember him, he was the voice of Professor Von Drake in DuckTales. Ooh, the originals, and also the ghost host on the Haunted Mansion attraction. Yeah. There's always my way. He voices the Burgermeister Meisterburger, the main villain, Grimsley, who's I think he's the lieutenant, and Burgermeister's right-hand man. Topper the Penguin, which animals, the guards, the doctor, even the newsreel announcer from the opening credit, the Kringle brothers, the male townspeople, businessmen, Scrooge-related men, and more. When I say more, there's a whole lot of people talking, so yeah. We have Joan Gardner voicing Tanta Kringle, the head of the Kringle clan, the stores lady, the female townspeople, and more. We also have Dina Lynn, Greg Thomas, and Gary White, and Andreas Sanchez, the children, while Greg Thomas also voices young Kris Kringle, Santa Claus, when he was a kid. Sorry. Man, my voice has been acting up lately, but I will continue. Hold it. And I was saying, like I said, I explained about the same processes with a year about Santa Claus, about Animagic, the puppets, everything. But remember, this is from 1970, and this is quite interesting. If I ever had to review, if you don't remember, okay. I like these early ones because they show like the newsreel, like prepare for the arrival of Santa Claus. You have newspapers. You better not. The children take their ultimate vow not to pout, not to cry, because he sees you when you're misbehaving. And soon, we get introduced to our narrator, Special Delivery SD Kluger. SD for short. Voiced by Fred Astaire. Funny part, they made the puppet look just like him, which is actually pretty cool. Which, of course, he's delivering the mail to Santa, which, of course, mostly explains about his job, including delivering the message, toys, including questions like, why doesn't he wear a suit, why he has a beard, why is he fat, etc., etc., of course. That's when Fred Astaire does his talents. Whenever he's a good singer, he explains the story about Santa. Sorry, hold it. Sorry. As I was saying, it takes place a long, long time ago, somewhere in Europe. In a gloomy city called Town was ruled by an ill-tempered man called Burgermeister Burger. Which, that's the weird name. It's like saying the name reverse. If I would say Burger Mustard, while I was a kid. Anywho, that's when Grimsley, his right-hand command, brings him the baby, which the Burgermeister mistakes him for, he says, what is it? Milk? The daily paper? Meat? No, sir. No, sir. A baby. Oh, a baby. Which, of course, yes, sir, there's a note. Please, sir, please take care of my child. Give him lots of love. Burgermeister Burger, raising a baby? What's the kid's name? It says Claus. Well, take that baby to where all abandoned children go, the orphanage. Which, of course, the baby starts crying for his stupidity and to get him out. So, Grimsley takes him to the orphanage until a wind blows the baby away, which, wait, baby Claus, wait! To the Whispering Wind, which, of course, Amos spots him because the Whispering Wind is home to the villain, the Winter Warlock. Soon later, after the storm let off, the animals take the baby to the Kringles over the other side of the mountain, which they're home of elves. Remember, I like these Kringles because they're like the first elves. Sorry. Sorry. As I was saying, that's when they knock on the door, and one of the Kringles say, hello? Who's there? Well, taking my nose and working my feet. I see a baby's nose. It's just a nose. There's a whole baby in here. A baby what? A baby. I love babies. Our baby is the cutest. Let's take him to Tanta Kringle. Which they take the baby Claus to Tanta Kringle, who is the head of the Kringles, and I think she's the queen of them. She's the queen elf. Which, of course, when they present him to baby Claus, that says, "A baby, what a wonderful idea. He'll live with us and drink warm cocoa." The baby has a tag. His name is Claus. That won't do. We'll call him Kris Kringle. Which, of course, they agree. Soon, they raise him as their own, teach about the stars on the night, making toys. Even the animals teach you, like, survival instinct. Even the sea is like, how to laugh. Sorry. How to laugh, have fun. And also, if you forgot, the Kringles are toy makers, which, of course, due to have to cross the mountain. as I was saying, due to they have a whole lot of toys, but no one to give since one, they have to cross the infamous Mount of the Whispering Wind, which of course that they pass by the Winter Warlock, of course. Soon, that's when that's when Chris made a promise to her when he's older, he'll deliver the toys for them, which of course she's happy. It tells her, we'll be great toy makers again. When Chris says, what was that? Oh, many years ago. We were the first royal toy makers to the king, which starts with a song, which actually is catchy. Soon after Chris is all grown up, that's why Tom the Kringle gave him his first Kringle suit, which is actually his actual Santa suit, the red suit. So he makes his journey. He meets a penguin named Topper. Of course, he started playing guesses. Where's he going? Honk, honk. What's it? Oh, you going to the North Pole? The South Pole. Well, that's way down below. You're lost. How about join with me? Yeah, cut that out. Soon he managed to enter the mountains, which of course he gets spotted by the Winter Warlock and he runs off. Which, I'll be waiting for you. Soon, he passed by the guards of Town, which, let's sit back, because later that day before he arrived, presenting his Excellency Burgermeister Burger. And the idiot slipped on a toy duck, which of course broke his foot, which he asked, what happened? This happened. A toy? If toys already hurt me, then no toys in Town. There'll be no more toys to the king. Which of course toys are banned in Town, which that is the stupidest reason. He's just blind as shit. He just blamed his stupidity on a toy. Wow. Back to Chris, of course. As he arrives, that's when everybody starts to freak out because when he said they questioned about his outfit, it looks ridiculous. That's why he would brought toys. Everybody just run back into their houses because remember, toys are illegal. That's when he ran into a bunch of kids washing their socks. But remember, so they brought toys for them until a teacher named Jessica showed up. Which, at first, she was a bit, about the rules until Chris presents her with a China doll as a peace offering, which, of course, it makes her happy because she never had a China doll before. That's when he starts giving out his toys. That's when the Burger Man catches two children playing with toys, but the rest of them, that's when Chris explains it was his fault. Chris stops him and gives him a yo-yo, which of course, the Burger was like, a yo-yo? I love yo-yo. I used to do many tricks when I was a kid. Whee! Ooh. Sir? Huh? Yeah? You're breaking your own rules. Oh yeah. What? Oh, he's trying to bamboozle me. Men, arrest him. Let go, he escapes. Oh, he's slipping like a seal. He jumps like a bird. Of course, he escapes. He escapes into the woods until, well, as Chris and Topper started their journey back to the Kringles, guess what happened? He gets captured by the Winter Warlock, which, holy shit. There's two scarier. If you were a kid, you first saw this, the two things that was scared the shit out of you was the Bumble from Rudolph and the Winter Warlock with that look. I'm not joking. Assume that's when Chris tries to make a deal with the Winter Warlock, which is a no tricks. And guess what he gives him? A toy train, which of course, you're giving me a present? A toy train. And then he starts to melt. And he looks like a normal guy. Of course, in exchange, that's when Winter gives Chris something. A magic snowball, which is like a crystal ball, which he can see right through it. When Winter's showing to him, he says, "Look, somebody's looking for you." Which is Jessica, of course. Chris, sorry, Chris. Which of course he jumps out of nowhere. Remember, he learned from animals from that. Soon, she gives him letters because the toys that he gives to the children were destroyed by the Burgermeister. Of course, he tells them, well, if they want me to come back, they better behave. They better not pout. Which, of course, he shows them his magical snowball, which he can see if they're behaving or not. So, it's been a fiasco over and over again. Because... Which, of course, came the famous myths of Santa Claus. Like, okay. Like, the time when they keep leaving their doors open, so they get with the toys. But, of course, that worked. So, he goes up the chimney. Which it was actually Topper and told him, the sky? The chimney. Which, of course, then became the other one. Where to hide them. That's when Burgermeister had a search in every house. Before everybody goes to sleep, and guess what? The toys were hidden in the stocking, which... No toys here. Only stockings drying up the fireplace. Good. To the next house. Then they're like, good grief, there's no toys here. Yay! Toys! Out of the stockings. Another tradition. Soon, things got worse when Jessica arrives at the Kringles' home. That's when... All of a sudden, Grizzly arrives with the troops and arrests every Kringle except Jessica. Meanwhile, as Chris went down the chimney, he's been caught by the Burgermeister and his troops. He's about to escape until he looks outside. One of the guards has Topper, which of course, he gives up and gets arrested. Soon, Burgermeister gets all the children in the town square. It sets fire to all the toys that were given. Making an example. Soon Jessica tries to please the Burgermeister to let Chris go, but of course nothing. That the whole town turned against her. So she went to the prison and talked to Winter Warlock, who's also arrested as well. But since he no longer has his powers, because remember, he melted away after show of kindness. The only thing he has was a melted wax candle and magic beans, which of course they make any animal fly, like a reindeer, which yep, that's how it worked. She gave the beans to the reindeers, which we all know who the reindeers' names are, except Rudolph. That's another story. They all went inside the prison and rescued everybody, which the Burgermeister said. Which everybody say, woohoo, we're free. Which the Burgermeister is pissed off, like, stop them. Which of course they managed to escape, but they went to found a new location because their place was burned down by the troops. Soon they went more north, which is they went to the North Pole. Which Chris gets, which of course is decided there that Chris and Jessica get married. They had a little wedding ceremony right there in the woods. Soon, they all marched to the North Pole, where they built the biggest toy factory, which is Santa's home, his castle. As for Burgermeister, he put a wanted poster of Chris, the deadly toy maker. And the funny part is, it's been years, and Chris is now growing a Kringle beard, which he should keep the look and also his name, since he can't. Which Tonto Kringle mentions him that he cannot use his Kringle name; it's too dangerous. So, if I can't use Chris Kringle, what should it be? That's when Tonto shows him the name tag that was around his neck when he was a baby. Klaus. That's it. Of course. Soon, of course, he tried to do toys every day, but he decided to do it on one night, Christmas Eve, a time of goodwill towards men. And that was the day he chose to on Christmas Day. And what happened to Burgermeister? Well, let's just say the family just fell out of power, and people see how stupid he was. And soon they tossed his portrait into the garbage and put Santa Claus's portrait on the city hall. Soon, as the years passed by, Chris and Jessica grew older, which of course still considered eventually. Of course. As the year passed by, after the story, Kluger suddenly realized that it's getting late and remembers that he still has to deliver the letters to Santa and leaves for the North Pole with Topper, Winter, and the Kringles and a parade of children singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town during the credits while Santa and his wife are seen silhouetted in the upstairs window and Jessica helps put on his hat and Santa steps out of the castle smiling, waving goodbye to the viewers. Which, hey, and that was it. And that was Santa Claus Coming to Town, and it's a classic, I tell you what. By the songs that are used here, the first one I already mentioned, the first Toy Maker to the King, sung by Tanta and the Kringles, featuring the Mike Sam Singers. Then we have No More Toy Maker to the King, sung by Burgermeister and Grimsley, Be Prepared to Pay, aka If You Sit on My Lap Today, sung by Chris and the Westminster Children's Choir. Put One Foot Another, which is a classic. It was sung by Chris and Winter, featuring the Mike Sam Singers. My World is Beginning Today by Jessica. The Wedding Song, aka What Better Way to Tell You, sung by the S.D. Kluger and the Mike Sam Singers again, and Santa Claus is Coming to Town, sung by S.D. Kluger and the Westminster Children's Choir. It was released by Rhino on October 1st. Good grief. Are all Rankin Bass Christmas special are released in October? Damn. That's right. Remember these soundtracks from Mad Boston Party in December. But yeah. It was released in 2002. The soundtrack of Santa Claus Come to Town is available along with a Frosty the Snowman. The Rankin Bass special produced the previous year in 1969. So this was the second because the first was Rudolph. So Santa Claus Come to Town was the third. Then the year of Santa Claus was the fourth. Then Frosty and Rudolph's Chinese New Year, I believe. I gotta check. Let's talk about the editing by ABC, Viacom, and Freeform. This is a whacked up one. The special has been edited for content and length by ABC, Viacom, and Freeform since its original airing. As early as 1986, ABC cut 2 songs from the special, My World is Beginning Today and What Better Way to Tell You, as well as 2 other songs in half. When Viacom syndicated the special to local television stations in the 80s and 90s, the only songs, with the exception of Put One Foot in Front of the Other, were shortened for a time while. What Better Way to Tell You was removed entirely, which is kind of bullshit. Freeform has cut several scenes that believed may be traumatizing to young viewers, such as Chris climbing and leaping to escape, which was cut to prevent children from trying to imitate the same step. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Who the fuck's that stupid that copied that? Teenagers, yes, but children? Oh boy. Oh, they can see that in cartoons, but not stop motion. No. Good grief. And Winter Warlock, knowing Chris will return and telling him he will never escape, and the scene where the Burgermeister tortures the deceased toys in front of the children. Let me guess, you're trying to compare it you're trying to compare it to Book Burning? That's a bit sussy. In 2019, Freeform's print of the special introduced the 2012 Universal Pictures logo preceding the film due to the purchase of DreamWorks Animation, the current owner of the pre-1974 Rankin Bass library. In 2016, and the scenes that were originally cut were added as well. Beginning in 1989, the special was released at numerous times in VHS and DVD. 2005 DVD release included a CD single of Mariah Carey performing the title song. The special also available as part of the DVD box set of other Rankin Bass Christmas titles, including Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and Frosty the Snowman, and Bill Melendez Frosty's Return. In 2010, the special was released in the same box set on Blu-ray disc. In 2015, the both sequels, both special of Frosty the Snowman, were released on Blu-ray and DVD combo in the 45th Anniversary Collector's Edition. Cool. Which, this special has a 93% on Rotten Tomatoes, which Chris consensus stating, arriving with lighthearted cheeriness and best musical numbers, which Santa Claus Comin'to Town is a magical story told by charming wood figure animation. This ain't Puppet Tune. There's a big difference. This is not Puppet Tune. Those are wooden stop-motion puppets. This is Animagic. They're more fragile. And they rarely last long. Let's get that. And also, I didn't know this, there was a video game of this. I'm not joking. It's actually called Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It was actually developed by Nintendo for the Nintendo DS and Wii in November 8th of 2011. So, I did not know that. It actually has two modes, single player and multiplayer, which it was actually published by Red Wagon Games, which I did not know. And why they made this in a big game but not the rest, I do not know. That's quite interesting to know. There was even a novelization of it as well back in 2008. It was actually published by Rain Press in an oversized children's hardback edition. The script was adapted by Sierra Harriman with watercolor illustrations based on the original show by Michael Coolidge. There's some additional details in the book, although unknown if they are from the imagination of the author or were based on the original script. The scene before us is at the front of the Mountain of the Whispering Wind. The little girl and boy Chris meet when he arrives are named Annette and Andy. The Comin'to Town dungeon was built like a fort with a courtyard in the center. It is there that the reindeer land to rescue everyone. And it makes a lot of sense. Then the reindeers picking the lock with their antlers. I imagine that'd be pretty funny. We're not seeing that. That's a good see Winter in the jail. He's in a jail cell. How the hell they got him out of there? They don't have hands. They have hooves. So what? They have to pick the lock with their antlers? And those are big ass handlers. You have to balance that. You know that? But yeah. I think that'll be it for today. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments down below. To me, this is an instant classic. This is one of the top 3. One of the best ones. Anybody who remembers the story, hey. You gotta praise Mickey and Rooney. Hey, you got Tim Allen as Santa Claus in the Disney one. Here, you have Mickey Rooney as the Santa Claus in the Rankin Bass one. Well, he's not the first Santa Claus, remember. I don't know who did the Santa Claus voice for Rudolph, and I forgot, Santa appeared in Frosty the Snowman, so I don't know who did him. Maybe it was Mickey Rooney, I gotta check. But yeah, let me know what you think of this review. If you enjoyed it, give a like to this video. And maybe next week I'll do another one. But until then, if you're new to the channel, remember to subscribe, hit the bell, like this video. I'll see you next time. Peace.